Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Fatma Miraj, and today I am going to tell you people that what books should we prefer while studying anatomy, because anatomy is a very vast and a very basic subject, because the basis of the medical studies stands on it, and it's all about diagrams. If you don't understand the diagrams in the anatomy, you will not be able to understand the anatomical structures, because to know the functions of any organ, first of all you should be able to understand the anatomical structures and how that organ is being formed and what is the shape and all that. So in medical terms, you can define anatomy as the study that is concerned with the organism structures, the body parts like abdomen, head and neck, pelvis, back, upper limbs, lower limbs. So this one is the gross anatomy book, or the general anatomy main book. This is written by Keith L. Moore, KLM. The common name of this book is KLM Clinical Anatomy. And this book, I will prefer this book because of its easy wordings and the best diagrams, because anatomy is all about diagrams. If you understand the labeled diagrams, it will be very easier for you to understand anatomy. Some people also bought the Netter's Atlas of Anatomy. That is a very good book for understanding the anatomical structures, because the diagrams are very clear in it. But I consider the KLM because the written material is also there available along with the diagrams, and some other books are also available of the gross anatomy like Gray's Anatomy and the BD Chaurasia's. Gray's Anatomy is also a very good book because of its diagram. The diagrams are very clear, more clearer than the KLM's one, and the wordings are also easy. Some people prefer Gray's Anatomy, but I used to study KLM's. And never confuse yourself with so many books related to one subject. If you have bought the KLM one, you can study from it. If you have bought the Gray's Anatomy book, you can study it from there. And try to highlight the important points and write it down in your notebook to understand the anatomy. So there is another book that comes under the subject of anatomy called the Clinical NeuroAnatomy, written by Richard S. Snell. It is commonly known as the Snell's NeuroAnatomy. So in this subject, we mostly study the structures that are present in our head, like the brain, the cranial nerves, that passes from the cranium to the body structures, and the spinal nerves from the spine, the cerebellum, cerebrum, the anatomy of the brain and the cranium, the skull, the bone, the muscles. We study mostly about head in this subject. So here comes the another subdivision of the anatomy, which is called the medical embryology. And this book is by Langman's Medical Embryology, written by T.W. Sadler, but I will not prefer this book, and I will prefer Keith L. Moore's Medical Embryology instead of T.W. Sadler's, because the Keith L. Moore Medical Embryology is written in much more easier words, and embryology is so much difficult to understand because of the gestational period and the days. You have to remember all the days and at which day which structure is being formed during the development of an embryo. So here comes the another subdivision of the anatomy, which is called the medical histology. And in medical terms, you can define histology as a microscopic study of the anatomical structures. Like if you are studying the kidney, you will go into the nephrons, the glomerulus, the Bowman's capsule, their epithelium and all that. So this book is written by Laiq and Siddiqui, and it is written in a very easy wordings. So that's all for today. Please subscribe, share and like my channel. Allah Hafiz.